Thrunite TT20. This light is a pretty manly size light. It's not a small light. It's not a light that you're going to maybe easily keep in your jeans pocket for EDC, but you could, I guess, if you had a big enough pocket. But anyway, pretty big light and pretty bright light. We'll get into all that. The TT20 retails for $69.95 and it comes in black, but then also comes in a red, blue, and a tan. It puts out a very bright 2,526 lumens, and it will throw that 258 meters, and it will also do a moonlight mode, which we'll get into in just a little bit. It has a dual button design like a lot of their lights do. Tail button for instant turbo, and then the side button, which actually works a little bit different than most lights do, and we'll get into that. Up in the front here, there is a anti-reflective coated glass lens, and down in there is the SST71 LED in that nice smooth reflector. They say this will put out 2,526 lumens and will throw 258 meters or 822 feet. We'll take it outside and have a look. Aside from the light itself, let me show you what this comes with. Comes with a belt clip case, kind of standard belt clip case. Fixed here, D-ring here, and it will go in there like such. Comes with a USB-C cable in case you don't already have 50 of these, because this is a USB-C rechargeable light. Appreciate that lights are going to USB-C charging now and not micro USB. It comes with a lanyard and some extra O-rings and an extra tail button, some extra stuff in there, extra side cover, some salt, and instruction manual. Looking at the design of this light, starting in the back here, the tail cap comes off. In the tail cap, there are several holes here that you could put your lanyard, and there is the tail button on the back, which I'll show you in a little bit. This comes off. Inside here, there is a 5,000 milliamp hour, 21700 rechargeable battery. Comes with that. I always appreciate all these lights that come with rechargeable batteries now. O-ring here to help with that IPX8 rating. Screw that back down. Moving forward, the pocket clip is two-way pocket clip, but it's also reversible. You can put it here or you can mount it up here, depending on how you want to carry it. But granted, you could tip up or tip down, carry it in either way. But again, reversible, or just remove the whole thing if you don't like it on there. Right here is where you put that USB-C cable. When this is charging, it will be red. And when it's fully charged, the light right here will be blue. It's big enough you could definitely use this to strike someone. Plenty of space there, and that bezel will maybe help with that a little bit. Good striking weapon. Now getting into the user interface of this, there's two basic modes of this. The tail button is an always turbo, either momentary or click it full on. The side button has several other functions. You can lock it out by holding it down, goes into the moonlight mode, and then in the moonlight mode, if you hold it again, it will go off. It's now locked out. Won't turn on. This light, interestingly, I have not seen any other lights that have this. It has a double lockout mode. And when it is already in the single lockout mode, you press the tail button and this side light will come on red, and it's now double locked out so that you can't turn it on no matter what. I guess if this is in your bag and you're afraid that somehow you're going to unlock it by holding this down and then it's going to come on. So extra safe, double lockout mode, can't turn it on. When it's in double lockout mode, this light will always be on and red. The way you get it out of the double lockout mode is that you again single press the tail cap, the side light goes off, and then you will hold that down and it will come back into that moonlight mode, and it's now out of lockout. So kind of interesting design, single and double lockout. User interface, if you hold this side button down, it goes into the moonlight mode. That moonlight mode is 0.54. Get that extra 0.04 lumens, not 0.5, but 0.54 lumens, and it's going to do that for a long 64 days. Double click it, goes back off. If you just single click it, it comes on to wherever you last had it set. It has mode memory. Single click it on, click it off. Now when you turn it on, if you hold this side button down, it ramps either up or down. It has kind of an infinite ramping up or down. So in this case, it's going to ramp down. When it gets to the bottom, it will flash to let you know that it's down to that bottom of 31 lumens, and it's going to do that for 90 hours, 3 days, 18 hours. And then hold it down again, and it will ramp up to that maximum, that high of 1468 lumens. There is the double flash at the top. It's going to do this for 3 minutes and 10 seconds, and then it will ramp down to 654 lumens. And it's going to do that for 3.9 hours. From any of the brightnesses, if you press the tail cap, it will go into that turbo. So for instance, just to show you, moving it down here. Press the tail cap, goes into that turbo of 2,526 lumens for 2.5 minutes, and then ramps down to 610 lumens. Now, interestingly, that turbo 2,500 lumens basically, compared to the high of 1468, it's really not that different. There's the high and turbo. Very slight difference. Are you getting a huge difference between the two? No. Is it worth using the turbo? Ready, one more time. Such a minimal thing. And so for that reason, I don't think you need to go to the turbo a whole lot, because there's not a huge to be gained between 1468 lumens and 2500 lumens. You're going to get 3 minutes 10 seconds out of the high and 2.5 minutes out of the turbo. Those are not modes that you're going to have it in for a long time. The turbo, those modes are there for you're out in the woods and you hear something and you turn it on to see, and okay, there's not there. All right, let me turn it back off, and then you can go back into some more reasonable mode, something down, you know, somewhere around 100, 200, and it's going to do that for a long time. Starting with the moonlight, going to be useful for the stuff that you would use moonlight mode for in the dark, well-adjusted room. But then going on to that low, the low is going to be plenty bright for, again, a lot of simple stuff, and then ramping up from there. So there's the high, and you can see that double flash there, so you know you're at the high. And then going from the high to the turbo, ready? 1, 2, 3. Really no real perceptible difference between that high and the turbo. You get plenty of throw with both the turbo or the high. So there's really not a lot of reason to go to the turbo. The run times are pretty close to the same, but you're going to get plenty of output from that high. Triple click and you will get a strobe. So there you go, the Thrunite TT20, not a small light, kind of a sizable light to carry, great for your bag, great for next to your bed, great for the car. Interesting user interface with that ramping brightness, and then again, it has the turbo, as I mentioned a couple times. Maybe not the most useful turbo, limited run times with them, but it is there if you want to try and use it. So check it out, links below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.